So if you're like me, you probably have an engine that doesn't start. Be it on your mini bike or your go-kart or your dirt bike, whatever you've got, it probably doesn't start, and that's why you clicked on this video. I'm assuming that anyway. And if you're just bored, hi guys, go get some popcorn. This is gonna be a fun one. We're going to just do a very quick walkthrough on how to tune something up and get it to start based on what we have laying out in the garage. So, if you guys enjoy this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button. I'm Hunter, you're watching Mischief TV, and let's dive straight in. So, something I want to cover very quickly before we dive into actually getting hands-on with this. An engine needs three things. It needs air, fuel, and spark. Air normally comes from your air filter. Spark is your spark plug. If you've got a V8, you've got an 8. If you've got a four-wheeler, it's a single cylinder. Guess what? You've only got one. If you've got a snowmobile and this is a double cylinder, it's a V2. It's got two cylinders. It's got two spark plugs. Same concept applies. It needs air. That normally comes from your air filter. That one's pretty self-explanatory. Everything has to have air. It's outside. You know, it's pretty much a given 9 times out of 10. And then you have to have fuel. That's what I think is wrong with this. I think there's bad gas in it, but we're going to cover it all when we go into those things. So there's a little bit diagram on screen right now that I totally did not steal from an outside website, and it is basically showing you guys how an engine works. Spark comes in from the top, the gas ignites in the chamber, the piston pushes it back down, then it comes back up, lets the exhaust gas out, and repeats forever. Single cylinder motors are pretty simple. Big motors that use more than one cylinder are just that single cylinder added more. So just imagine it more or next to it, however the engine is set up. There's normally, you know, it's added one. So I'm going to stop yapping and let's get straight hands-on into seeing if we can get this thing starting and covering a very base on everything we need to. We're not really going to get into injected systems today because I like playing with carburetors. They're super easy. So let's just jump straight into it. This is a Ranch King 5 horsepower 24-inch blade. I'm pretty sure I said King Ranch 5.5, so I was a little bit wrong in the intro, but point still stands. It's just your very base snow blower. You got your gas tank right here. All things have to have a gas tank. Got your spark plug, and your carburetor on this is actually down here, exhaust carburetor. So we will unbury it here in a second. The first thing we are going to do is find the main gas line coming off the fuel tank right here. We're going to pop this line off, attempt to drain all of the old gas out. That is where we're going to start. The first thing you want to do when draining all the fuel out is identify what kind of clamp. So we have a normal kind of hose clamp, a squeeze clamp that we can use a pair of pliers for. You will have normal hose clamp styles that you have to use a Phillips or a flathead for. Those are pretty common as well. So thankfully I can just get in here with a pair of needle nose pliers and pop it free. So I'm going to pop that line off. We're going to use a handy dandy water bottle that you're about to see to hold all of the gas out of here, and then we'll move on. So let's pop that gas line. Right here is our little clamp, and this one is in a quite annoying spot, but sometimes you can just, like I was saying, sometimes you can just grab them and spin them to a more convenient spot. Alright, that's the hard part. Now, you want to uncap your water bottle, like so. Fast. Fast, fast, make no mess. Look at that. Now, we drain all the gas out. And if it happens to fill this water bottle all the way up, I'll just put the hose back on, grab another water bottle, and we'll do this until it's empty. Make sure we get every last drop. You guys can see it there. That'll be okay to drip for a second. Let's take all the fuel out of the line. Pretty simple. And I'll collect what's left. After 4 bottles of gas, well, like 3 1/4 maybe, we've got all the gas out of the tank. And yes, I shook it back and forth a little. That is another helpful trick that you can do. If you feel like there's still some in there, shake this back and forth, pop the cap to let some air flow out. Did all those fun tricks I forgot to mention, and it worked. I got all the gas out. So, this is normally, the funny part, the funzo happy part, you gotta get that clip back where it was seated. Like that. Ta-da! Fuel line is done. But we're not done with the fuel system because there's fuel in the carburetor. So let's dive into that next. The carburetor on this exact snowblower, the Ranch King, like I said, 5.5, is actually under this metal casing which protects the exhaust. So we need to get to that first and foremost. Start by taking the key out. Don't want to lose that. Set that somewhere important. We'll pull little red caps off. Like so. Just kind of remember how that went on there. And then we've got a bolt here that is a 5/16 or an 8, and we've got a couple Phillips right here. So let me pop them out. There's that one. And you may be asking, Hunter, why aren't you in the garage? Hunter, why aren't you in the garage doing this? Because it's full at the moment. If you guys saw last week's video, you guys would understand. And if you haven't, go check it out, because we're working on another fun project. So that is why we are not in the garage doing this. We are outside in the wonderful world of nature. Yes. Look at that. Now, this, yes, beautiful, 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 is attached. Okay, why are we attached? Well, I'm just gonna pretend that we aren't attached and show you what I need to show you. This is your choke cable right here. That's what that little dial was connected to. You've got your throttle cable right here, which on this snowblower is actually connected to the handle all the way up top. This can be connected to kind of whatever you need it to be. See the blade in here opening and closing. So this is your carburetor. This is a very basic carb. Got fuel in. Somewhere on here there's a tuning screw. Looks like right here is your throttle screw, so this determines how sharp the throttle is when you pull it. Or actually, this is a stop screw. I stand corrected. Forgive me there. This is the stop screw, so this tells your throttle where to stop. You can see the blade stopping. Sometimes there are throttle adjustment screws. Sometimes there is an idle fuel mixture. We've covered those in the past. I'm actually going to put up an image of one right now. This is what it looks like on our four-wheeler that we are working on right now. And this is what it would look like if you had a Holley carburetor on an 84 Corvette. So, very similar. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. This one seems to not, so it makes it very simple for us. We're not going to mess with the fuel line in, because if there's fuel in there, it's very little. We're going to pop the nut that is on the bottom of this bowl. Right here, you've got the carburetor bowl right here on the bottom. You know, whole carburetor, intake chamber, bowl. And we're going to take the bolt or plug or whatever it is on the bottom of here out and drain all of the gas out that is sitting inside the carburetor. And that right there, that little nut right there. Make sure you get your socket going in the right direction. We've got a 1/2 inch nut, or could be a stopping bolt technically, on the bottom of here. Either way, it is what's keeping the fuel in. So I'm less worried about how much gas is in the carburetor bowl. As you can see, it is much smaller than what's the gas tank is. That's because it only holds enough gas to keep the carburetor happy. So I'm going to let all that drain out onto my rag and probably ruin it, but that's okay. And we'll see you guys in a minute.
Later.
Now that we've let all of that nasty stuff that 100% isn't gas, I mean, I smelled it, I might have accidentally tasted it. It's not gas. I don't know what it is, but this is not gas. And I'm very worried. GoPro decided to turn off there. It was just being annoying. Like I was saying, I am kind of worried about how dirty the carb is, but I think it'll be okay as long as we get all that nasty stuff out. So pull the plug there. You can see it is actually a drain style plug, just like what you would find in your car holding your oil in. Pretty smart, isn't it? They used these long time ago. This is a very Very simple design that somebody took and made overly complicated one time, and then everybody kinda didn't really make it simpler. There's a couple simple ones, like a Manuki you can get off like Amazon or something, but you gotta remember, there we go, that it is from Amazon, and it's probably not jetted or tuned or anything to perfection, and they probably made it in a factory, which chances are it could be built to perfection, or it could have an imperfection on it they missed, and you'll never actually know until you get one. So we'll get that tight back up. Something to remember now that we have pulled this plug out: when we go to start it back up, it will not start for probably the first 10-15 pulls. This is a pull start. If you had an electric start system, it would be much simpler for you. It's not going to be so simple for us. You could just crank it over a couple of times. I'm gonna have to pull it over a couple times, probably 5 or 6 different times, so we can cycle some fuel into the carburetor, build up that air pressure. So let's move on to the spark plug, which is right there on top. Also, ignore that I left the door open because that was an accident and I'm not recording this clip again. You're welcome. Stop what you're doing. Stop playing on your phone. Stop eating. Go to themischiefstore.com right now and check out all of the license plates and everything that we've got up on the store for a lot cheaper than it ever has been. Everything's on sale, and it's a permanent sale. Not because we're selling out, because we're getting more stuff. So make sure you guys go check it out. And what else was there? Oh yeah, 94% of you aren't subscribed. So if you're enjoying this video, make sure you smash that subscribe button, hit the little bell so you can tell when these new videos come out. And if you're not enjoying this video so much, maybe it's just not the video for you, we have plenty of others. So make sure you guys go check some of those out. If you guys enjoy those, make sure you smash the subscribe button anyway. And let's get back into trying to fix this snowblower in the middle of some nice spring weather. Your spark plug is right here, normally, well, I mean always under a spark plug boot, but under a spark plug boot, but normally it's on top. Sometimes it is on the side, like this four-wheeler engine, but like the Predator engine and this Wrench King, it is on top, which makes it very simple. So good trait of habit is to take it off, take the boot off, and always check this socket. That's a 13/16, and look at this on here, and just to prove you guys I didn't break this free before I started recording. Oh, hey, dum-dum. That's tight. Yeah, I did just make it harder on myself. Look at that. We'll check the plug for any imperfections, any burnt coils like that. This is an immediate sign that we're going to get a new one. However, we can try to save it. I think we're just going to go pick up a new one. After a quick trick to Rural King and $5 later, we have a brand new plug. If you guys did not have the money for a new spark plug, you could always take some sandpaper and try to sand down the tip and the piece of metal here. Just be careful not to move that or you'll have to re-gap it. We just went ahead and got another one. If you guys really don't know how to do this, I have a small clip in the last video of the four-wheeler actually showing you guys how to do this, because that's what we did on Byron's. So this just deserves its new plug, especially because I learned that the gas in here, that orange gross stuff, has been in here for 4.5 years. So that's why it won't start. That's 100% why. We'll get the spark plug on there. Get it nice and tight. Pop your coil back on. Give it a nice wiggle, and you're good to go. Spark plug is done. Two things I want to mention. One, I'm kind of a dum-dum. That wire obviously leads to the key, and all of you that realized that before I did can pat yourself on the back now. And number two, this thing does not have an actual air filter. Normally your carb air filter would be right here. Like on the four-wheeler, as you can see right here, there's an air filter. On the drift cart, there's an air filter. You know, normally there's an air filter. I think this doesn't have one simply because it's used in cold temps, and it doesn't necessarily need one because the carb is so small. So, yeah, there's that. Now, normally, I would be game to just make sure it runs and does everything as it should right here, but because this cannot just stay up on its own and has to sit on the tire, and it has the key in it, I don't want to risk it too much. So we're going to prime it with some starting fluid. Remember, that carb's empty, so Worst case scenario, some of this goes in the fuel bowl and it gets burned off in about 5 minutes. Not the worst thing ever. And then, now that we've already got it primed, because I don't want to have to take this back off. Very carefully maneuver it back up where it goes. Don't forget that you've got your choke dial that we have to put back on here. Pop everything back together like so, and we're ready to start it up. Except we're missing gas, which is exactly what I got the gas can right here for. I'm gonna go ahead and fill it up. We will have to prime it a few times, and let's see if it starts right up. This is pretty simple to do on all of your other engines as well. I mean, a dirt bike, a car, simplistically a car. I'm super simplifying it if you were to take this and apply it to a V8 or similarly, yeah. If you were to compare it to a car, it would be simple. This is simple compared to a car. But if you were doing a dirt bike or a four-wheeler or, you know, any other small motor, especially a single cylinder, this is pretty generic to all of them, and I figured it would be a good way to show you guys with all of the other clips that we've gotten so far. So if you guys have enjoyed, let's just take a second here, smash that subscribe button, leave me a like button, tell me what you guys think so far, and great. Now that you guys have done that, let's get back into it. Let's get this thing started up. All right, I'm gonna be so honest with you guys, I've never started one of these, so this is gonna be fun. Know that we have to put the key in it like I had. We'll choke it all the way up, and we will go to turtle speed and stop. Yeah. And then it does say that since we have the pull cord assembly, we have to prime it. If you were to have an electric start, most of the time the starting fluid is enough to prime it on its own. So 1, 2, 3 times. Make sure the levers are up, make sure it's in first gear. It will not start that first couple because we have to reprime the carb. You guys remember all that gas that we took out? Well, now we have to pump it back through all of those lines manually. Yes, I checked the oil level before you guys get all, well, you didn't check the oil level, you didn't drain the oil out of it. The oil's fine. He did an oil change on it. They've done oil changes to it. I just haven't changed the gas or really anything else and didn't expect it to start. So I'm hoping it'll start now. I'm not gonna be doing this janky handle for the next 20 minutes. I've gone ahead and taken that cover back off the carb, you know, the one that I just said I was going to put on for conveniability. Yeah, that one. So we took it back off, sprayed some starting fluid back in the carb, and let's see. Come on. Yeah. There she is. She is alive. That's all it takes, guys. That's all it takes. All right, all I've done since literally that last clip you guys just saw seconds ago is put this box cover back over the carb and exhaust and put the screws and everything back in it. So it should just start right up now. We will choke it. Let's just give it time to warm up here. That's what I'm doing. Pull the key out. We're on it. Alright guys, I know this week's video was a little bit different than the one we've had in the past, and that's because of two reasons. One, the garage is full and we're waiting on parts. The four-wheeler, I will show you in a second, has the entire rear end out of it, needs the bushings, and the Vette needs some parts. The drift car is actually pretty much okay, just need to swap some tires around. So, excuse me. We're pretty much just kind of halted on everything else for a second while we're waiting on parts. So it made sense for me to try to do something a little bit different this week. And number two, I really want to start doing some more hands-on tutorials or like walkthroughs like that. So if you guys enjoyed this video and have enjoyed me trying to walk you through, or maybe you just enjoyed it, you know, you got your popcorn and you entertained this 15-20 minute video, I don't know how long it is yet, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it or you learned something, or that's the goal anyway, to make it entertaining and to make it informative. So hopefully I did both of those for you guys. If you enjoyed it, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, leave me a comment, let me know what you guys want to see me work on next, what would you guys want to see us do with the drift cart. Make sure you guys go check out all of our past videos. We've done a lot of fun things so far, and we've only got big things to come. I know that we have hinted at working on the motorcycle in the past couple videos, and we are actually working on it. You guys just haven't seen it. I'm going to put a little sneak peek right at the end of the video, so you can best stay tuned to see where we're getting with the bike, because we're getting quite far. But on that note, I will see you all very, very soon. Make sure you guys stay tuned for next week's video. It will be a big one. No matter what we end up doing, if we can get some parts, we've got a fun video planned. So I will see you all then. Make sure you have a wonderful day or night. I'm not sure what it is, but I really hope you're enjoying it either way. And I will see you all very, very soon. Bye-bye.
No, we think it's constantly on.
Yeah, the lights are constantly on for some reason. I don't understand it. Like, it
it
doesn't make any sense
dim.
at all.